Okay. You're rolling.
Okay, in the absence of the chairman, I will call this meeting to order. We are here to discuss the provisional ballots that were received. I will tell you of the ballots that were sent out by mail. We received one back from the post office as undeliverable the day after the election. We received four that had issues with, this one was unsigned, so by law we have to send out a letter, and they had until Wednesday at noon to submit the paperwork. It clearly says on there, which we do highlight, that if you do not return this by that date, your ballot will not count. So we had one unsigned, we had two ballots come in after the deadline, and we had three that their signatures did not match, and the absentee board wanted verification. Again, there's a letter that goes out clearly stating their deadline, and those were not returned. So those are automatically rejected under state statutes.
What did not match? I'm sorry.
The signatures.
Signatures, yeah.
So they signed their ballot, but the signature we have on file,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't match. And they were pretty good about, they would bring it to me, and we pulled their voter card. I mean, we tried to find everything we could to make them match.
So many of them anymore, instead of citing their name, it's just
Yeah,
just
Yep.
line, and
it makes
it's
a
not your
difference.
signature, I'm
Nope.
sorry.
Okay, so on election day, we did have two obscure things I don't think has ever happened. Two people went to vote, and according to voter registration, they were deceased.
Sometimes you feel that way.
Yeah, so they were issued a provisional ballot. I have since spoke with voter registration. Those voters are now reactivated because they were canceled in error. So these are the two, and how I kind of matched those up as I printed off their signature that's on voter registration, and I matched it to how they signed it on the provisional ballot. And they matched close enough that you can tell. I mean, obviously you gotta take into account someone's aged.
Because they're dead, and so.
And when, yeah, so these two ballots, I feel comfortable accepting, because they, to no fault of their own, the system just messed with them. We have another one. A gentleman came in yesterday. He could not be here today, so he did write a letter as to why his ballot should count. But he was actually canceled in 2011 in Carroll County. So that'll be up to us whether or not we decide to accept that. He said he claims he registered at the BMV along with his wife. However, we have no record of that. There's nothing in the BMV suggesting that that was sent to us. Another one, the gentleman moved from Oregon in September, and there was no way for him to register because he did not have the means to register as per residency or something. So he is not registered here, never has been, but he would like us to consider his. And this gentleman was a registered voter, decided to re-register between the primary and the general, and the USPS kicked his acknowledgement card back to us, and by statute, we have to cancel him. So he was canceled. He is going to re-register. They're not sure what happened necessarily because that is their address. And lastly, I have I have two more. This lady is also not registered in the state of Indiana. And this gentleman was canceled in 2008.
Okay, so how do you wanna do this? Right, it has to be individual.
Yes.
Were there 14 provisional ballots?
No, we had 7. 7 provisional ballots. These are absentee ballots. They're not really provisional ballots.
Okay, they're the ones that, one under deliverable, okay.
Yes,
So those were absentee, okay.
yes. And we also had 10 ballots that were sent out, and I have yet to have them returned, which does match with SBRS account. Because they sent me a thing and said, we show you have 10 ballots that have not been returned, can you verify? I went back there and all of them have the application, we leave in a folder until the ballot comes back, and then we affix it to the ballot, and I do have 10 left in my folders.
Okay, can we, as we do these, can you say again why they are being?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Because you were saying I was trying to listen, but I lost track of who was
Okay,
who.
okay. Okay, so the first 2 here were ones that the system marked as deceased,
Okay.
but they are not.
Okay. I make a motion that we, accept the 2, so-called deceased voters, since it was not their fault that this happened.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, this gentleman. This gentleman was canceled in SVRS in 2011. Is that Paul?
Yes.
Can you say what SVRS is, please?
Statewide voter registration system.
I make a motion that this one not be accepted. It's been 11 years. Is that right, since it went in?
Yes,
Okay,
and I second that.
okay.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. This gentleman was canceled in 2008.
Oh,
I make a motion that this will not be accepted, since it is canceled.
I second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Pass. Motion passes. This is a voter that's never been registered in the state of Indiana anywhere.
I make a motion that this one not be accepted, since they're not in the statewide system.
I second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. This one, individual registered, voted in the primary, re-registered at the BMV. The post office returned the acknowledgement letter to us which by statute, we have to cancel him as it's, the description's there, as undeliverable, unable to forward.
I make a motion, this will not be accepted since it was not able to reach the voter. It's their job to notify us of address changes if there was one.
I second that. All those in favor? Aye. Motion passes. This gentleman is from Oregon, moved here in September, was not able to register because he didn't have the credentials to register. But he's not missed a voting since. Ace.
So he is not registered.
No, he just moved to Indiana in September, so he's never lived here prior to.
Yeah. I make a motion that this will not be accepted. Because that is not registered.
I second that. All those in favor? Aye, motion passes. Okay,
So we just accepted the two.
yes. That concludes the provisional. I will add that all of these voters, I did reach out to them. They were given a document on election day, and then I also reached out to them. 3 of them came into the office and I gave them a registration form, and 2 of them called me and I said they could go on to indianavoters.com and that nothing would be processed till December 1st. If they turned in an application, but if they had not received anything by the 15th of December, to give the office a call, because that would indicate there could have been a problem. So they have been given the opportunity to vote so that they are eligible for the next election, to be able to vote. Anything else?
Nope. Nothing else.
I have nothing else either, so
Make sure that we adjourn.
I second that.